For work-based learning, what are the issues and the challenges and the operations that the reflective practitioner has to deal with? First and foremost is perhaps overcoming the language barrier, the communication barrier. For work-based learning to be effective, there needs to be very clear interaction with colleagues and with other professionals about the experiences that we're having and about their support and their knowledge transfer to the individual. The opportunity is very much about expanding skills, pedagogical skills, and how in particular these skills can be enhanced to a very high quality. Or in other words, an opportunity with work-based learning is to set a very high standard of good practice or best practice. We need to engage very, very carefully and very effectively with the work environment, with the employers, in order for work-based learning to be successful, because it's very much about identifying quality and transforming the level of quality that we can bring to teaching. And therefore, work-based learning needs to meet certain requirements for teaching and for the design of that whole process in order for it to be successful. And what we can do is consider 3 simple guidelines for work-based learning to be successful. Work-based learning is essentially then to be structured and measurable so that it becomes successful. Work-based learning which just happens in a very informal way is less successful than that which is supported by the school, by the organisation, and structured to be incremental over time and supported. The support is important because this provides proper planning and proper training for work-based learning, and therefore ensures its level of success. And of course, work-based learning needs to be supported by other activities for learning, whether those are out of school, college or university courses, whether it's independent reading, self-study, whatever. There are other approaches which need to be in place to support learning in the workplace. And so work-based learning through reflection then is where work-based learning connects with reflective practice. And we remember that reflection is an active process, but also a very detailed and rigorous process for the teacher. And it's very much about contributing professional knowledge to ourselves and to the profession, to the practice that we're teaching. And bringing these 2 things together, work-based learning through reflection then, is a very deliberate process where reflection and work learning occur simultaneously in a critical process of examining practice. Reflection for work-based learning then is where the teacher sets some goals, sets a challenge for themselves, and undertakes a process of inquiry, self-inquiry, to realize certain outcomes in relation to that practice. And therefore, learning for the reflective practitioner, who's bringing reflection together with work-based learning, is derived from experience. It doesn't just happen in a very informal, ad hoc way. It's very much focused in place and in time and within the experience of work and reflection. And it's by recording that experience, recording the reflection, and by thinking through what we're doing and understanding, trying to understand it in more detail, that we start to bring meaning to our learning, which is where reflection and work-based learning becomes very powerful for the reflective practitioner, because it's through this that learning can increase, and consequently our professional knowledge starts to take a very important part in what we play.